Hi guys, welcome back for another tutorial. I am Rina of Rina Cuts Realities, and today we're going to be learning how to cut a simple trouser or pant for a male. So in this tutorial we've simplified it. You can use it for a kid, and we've also simplified it what to do when cutting for an adult. So if this is what you're interested in, please keep watching. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate you so much. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and join the family, because there's a lot in store for you and you don't want to miss it. Thank you guys. So we're using a waist of 26, thigh 21, knee 14, ankle 11 and hip 32. So first off, I'm going to draw my baseline or my beginning line, but this line is not going to be straight. I'm going down by 1 inch at a certain level into the fabric. Take note the way I folded my fabric. Both open ends are facing me, so I'll just connect that 1 point to the tip of the fabric. So you see the line is actually straight, but it's not a straight line, it's a slanted straight line. And then from that point I'm going to go down by 6 and then 7.5. I will just mark those points, and then I'll take the full length of my pant. We're doing this for a kid. If this was for an adult, we could go down maybe by 7 and then 9.5. It depends on the hip measurement, and you're going to understand why we're marking 2 points. So I'm going to mark out the full length of the pant, and then I'm going to determine the knee level. For an adult, normally sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 21, sometimes 22, between these three figures. So me, I took 15 for the knee level at first, though at the end of the day I went up by 2 inches again, and finally I was at 17 inches. You see, if we are doing this for an adult, from the full length to the knee level, you go in by 2 inches and you mark it before you're going to connect it to the hip line. But since this is a child, I just decided to use my ruler and connect that point. My ruler is approximately 1.5 inches. And I'm going to connect those points that we marked. That's a 7.5 point, and then the upper one is 6 point from the beginning line. You'll find out that then now we're marking the pocket mouth. Now for an adult you take 7 inches, but this is a kid, so we're taking 5.5. Then I'll connect that line from the knee level and blend it, because the body is not straight. I'm blending it so that there should not be sharp edges. So I'm now going in with my horizontal measurement. I'll mark the hip measurement on that point where I marked 6 inches. So we have hip 32. I'm marking 8 inches. And then I'll go up on the waistline and mark the very thing. And then I'll come down on that 7.5, and then I'll mark my thigh. Remember we had thigh 21, so I'm marking 10.5. Then I'm marking the knee measurement. We had 14, so I'm marking 7. Then that's the full length. We had ankle, that's the ankle. We had 11, so I'm marking 5.5. And then on the side of the crotch, I'm going to go down by 2 centimeters. You see, it's because sometimes you find out that when guys wear trousers, it's folding in between their legs. So we're going down like that to avoid that folding, that twisting, especially when they're too fat. So I'll bring in my curve rule, and then I'll connect that point from my thigh and then the point on my hip measurement. I'll make sure that they align. Then I would then draw, and I'll connect those 2 points from the hip and the waist. I'll just look at what I'm doing. I'm connecting all the points that I marked. I'm just connecting those points. You see that's the shape of a trouser. That's how a male pant should look like. That's actually the shape of a male pant. So I'm just going to add the allowance on my full length, the folding allowance. I'm going down by 2 inches. And then when I'll be bringing down, look at what I'm doing. I'm not going to draw straight. No, I'm going to slant my ruler a bit outward to give it a little A shape. Why am I doing that? Because if I don't do that, when I'll be folding the allowance, it's going to be twisting. You'll find out that the upper part is quite plenty, and then the folding allowance is not much. You find out that as you're struggling to fold, it's twisting. So that's to avoid that. Now I'm going to keep that part for my zip flap. That will be the zip flap. Then from that point where we mark the hip allowance, I'm just going to come up by around 2 centimeters. It's just an approximation. It depends on you. There's no exact measurement for coming out there, because some people want that on their front pant. So if you want that, no need to cut out that place. But this is a kid, I'm not going to be putting that, so I'm going ahead to cut. You see the way I'm cutting. From that point, I'm coming out this way, ensuring that my fabric aligns the upper one and the downer one. So I'm notching that pocket mouth, right? Then I will just cut nicely, and I'll just leave that upper part because that's where the pocket will be. So I'll then just go ahead to blend so that there's no sharp edge. I'll just blend and cut. If you've watched up to this extent, please give the video a thumbs up. Please, please, please. Just like on this video. I'm bleeding. Thank you so much, and God bless you for me. Now I've folded the fabric to cut the back part. It's the very fabric. Look at what I'm going to do. I'm placing the fabric to face the opposite direction. When we were cutting the front part, it was facing your right. Now we are placing it with the front part facing your left. That is a technique to manage the fabric. It's actually a technique to manage the fabric because the upper part is big, so we're turning on the bigger portion, you see. And I'm going to place it, ensuring that there's enough allowances on the crotch area, because I'll be adding all allowance on the inner part. First thing first, I'm going to extend my lines, the full length line, the knee line, the thigh line, and then I'm going to add 3 inches on the crotch area. Normally for an adult you add 3 inches, but this is a little boy, so I'll just add 2.75, though it does not make a big difference, but I don't want it to be sagging under, you understand. Then I'm going out here by 2 inches, and then this way by 2 inches. Somebody asked me, why are we always adding 2 inches on the back part? It is because you'll be joining 4 sides, you see, and you need ½ inch to join all those 4 sides. So you're adding 2 inches. 2 times 2 is 4. So all that allowance is going to enter as you'll be joining, because you join all the 4 sides with ½ inch allowance. Remember, we cut the front without adding any allowance at all. We cut using the direct measurement, the exact measurement. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the waistline, and look at what I'm going to do on the waistline. From that point where the zip flap ends, you see, that point where the zip flap ends, I'm actually going to go up by 1.5 inch. That's because this is a kid. If it was an adult, sometimes you go up by 2 inches. Take note, but I'm going up by 1.5 because the body is not straight there. The body is not straight. I cannot maintain the front and the back. You know that the buttocks always lift, the butt always lift the back part. So I will just go ahead to mark now my waist measurement. We had a waist of 26, so I'll be marking 6.5 on that point where I marked to come up. So that is 6.5 inches. So I'm now going to connect the lines from there, from the exact waist measurement up to that 1.5 mark on the exact waist measurement. Now from this 6.5 mark, I'm going to add 2 inches allowance. I'm going to mark. Finally, we'll have 8.5. Are you seeing that? I'll just connect and extend it. Now look at what I'm going to do. Lift up the zip flap alone in a very nice manner. Do not shake the other part of the trouser. Just lift up the zip flap, and then you're going to connect from that 8.5 point down to the crotch end of the front part. I did not know my camera wasn't recording this, but subsequently you're going to see what I'm doing. You're going to see it. I finally adjusted it. You mark from that point, the 8.5 point. Are you seeing down to where the crotch, the front crotch ends? Now we're taking over. You mark the waist measurement. From the waist measurement, you add 2 inches, and then it will be 8.5. From there, you mark now down to the crotch area. Now you're going to bring your curve rule, and you're going to align it to fall exactly on the line you have drawn. Normally that line is not supposed to be standing straight. It's supposed to be straight, yes, but slanted. A slanted straight line, because the body is not straight. There's no body with a straight a boot crack, right? Now you see how I'm forming my curve nicely from the end of the crouch down up to, you see, that's so very simple, guys. If you watch this, just do what you're seeing me do. It's very, very simple to replicate. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut nicely, and then make sure you blend because the body is not straight. And this part I'm cutting, I'm going to remove it and keep it actually, because I will use it to dress my pocket mouth. I don't know if you understand what pocket mouth is. I'll use it to dress my pocket mouth, so that, because I may not necessarily use the same pocket fabric to do the pocket. So when you use that material to dress the pocket mouth, it looks like the entire pocket is with the pocket mouth. So that's to make your work neat. So I'm just going ahead to cut, and then we are done with the curtain part. Just lift up. Remember that we had the pocket allowance here, so just lift it up slightly and then connect the waist down to that point, and there you go. You have the front and the back part cut. If you will not be lining your fabric, there's no need. If you will not line your fabric, just go ahead to add your zip and then join the sides, put the band, and you're good to go. This is what a male trouser looks like. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, and if you would want me to do a particular tutorial, because this particular tutorial was on request, just let me know which tutorial you want me to do. Thank you so much. I love you, and may God bless you. Thank you.